Welcome everybody, Fearless here. Today we're going to take a look at the new featured TFO, get a start on that early so that we can all get our free T6 ships. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, first thing I want to show you before we actually go in and do this is the way you get these tokens, because I did it once. I did the recording first, I'm actually doing this part second. So I had a chance to look through. I have the tokens, so I'm going to buy the piece. I just had some sitting there from last time. So when you go over to Reputation in Events tab now, you notice. So recently they changed it so that you can see the marks and the elite marks that you have in your bag or in your bank in the Rep tab, which is actually very nice. It's very convenient. Kudos to Cryptic for doing that for us. Along with the fill all button, it's making this very easy. But you go to events and you'll see now that they have a new one here. So this is coupon progress for your tokens. So the amount that you need to get, so this is the complete write-up. You guys can pause this video if you want to take a second to read it. You can also get it in-game just by clicking info there. Basic overview of it is you're going to get 50 tokens a day. It's going to take 3,000 tokens total. It works out to 3 featured TFOs, doing them pretty much every day for those 3 featured TFOs. It's it's going to be a little bit long to get them, but it is a very good system. All you free-to-play players, I'm pretty much free to play, so I know where you're coming from, and getting those free T6 ships is going to be really good. It sounds like once you have the token, you'll just be able to go and redeem it for any of the T6 ships that are in the C store. So there's that. This featured TFO comes with its usual rewards. 50k dill, which is really good. 500 fleet marks, which is something we always need. Fleet marks are one of the biggest donation items, so it's always good to have. And then you get this console, so the Elite Defense Satellite. It's actually a really good console. 14.3 directed energy damage, so your beam weapons and your cannons will be a little bit harder hitting, as well as it's minus 25 to power. To weapon power cost, which is actually fairly significant. Most times you see 10 and 15s and everything, but when you get to the 25, that's actually quite significant. You're using a lot less power. It allows you to set your power down just a bit more, and put it into things that you might need more of. The marks are always great. So this console, I'm actually thinking I'm going to use on quite a few of my alts, just because it's really good. The actual move for it will deploy a defense satellite for 30 seconds, and it'll actually pull all the nearest targets within 10 kilometers for 5 seconds towards the satellite. It's also equipped with 2 omni beams, and it's phaser damage. So it's going to be a really decent console for alts and whatnot. Like my main's can't really use it, but if you're just starting out, that console is going to be something you're going to want right there. That will be definitely, because it's universal. You'll be able to put it on any ship, and that in itself is just great. In order to claim this, so I just bought it. It's going to take a second to turn over, but once you have it, in order to claim it on another tune, you simply need to go into Delithium Store, Special Items, and then go over to Reclaim. And on the other tune, it'll show up in here. See, I got my ship ones, but these are the ones from the last, and that's where they show up. So I've already got the Lorca Jacket. Lorca Jacket would have been here. There's a bunch of other stuff that just go away once you get them. They're not in the list anymore. But the other one's just gray out. You can't get more than one. If I were to put this kit module onto into the bank, I'd be able to grab another one, as long as it's not in your bag or equipped. So for things like the Tommy gun, you could put it on a bridge officer and then get more than one. So there's that. Anyways, I don't want to get too much into infos. Those are all going to come in little videos. So right now I'm just going to take this. Now that we have it, we'll be able to see this. This console is in my bag. I'll be able to use it. I have gotten a box that I can use for marks, and I'm going to use those for fleet marks. Now the fleet marks, the 500 fleet marks that it said it would have given you, just dropped automatically. If you notice now I have 885 from what I had before. Now the build, I'm just going to use my main build going into this. I know, like I've already done it prior to doing this little video, but it's fairly easy, and let's get right into it. I'll get into explaining what I noticed from doing one run. Hope you guys enjoy, and make sure you guys get into this right away. You got to do it 21 days, so 60 days total to get it. If you miss more than 3 days on 3 featured TFOs, you'll have to wait until one more featured TFO and then do it a few times in order to get it. So it's in your best interest to get into it. Start it today and then do it every day. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you guys notice something that I missed and it's pretty pertinent, make sure you let me know. Enjoy. You'll note that I'm really not actually firing. It's all the defense satellite, and it's doing quite a bit. I like it. It doesn't really pull very hard. It pulls only at the 10, so you gotta watch where you drop it. But it's a constant phaser damage while it's doing it. So it's not bad. It's really good, and with the buffs that it's got, it's definitely a good console. Hope you guys enjoy it.
The Klingons have made a tactical error, and we intend to capitalize on it. The only thing between us and the liberation of Pryor's world are 3 orbital mining stations, labeled Zenith 1 through 3. We need to capture them to clear the way for our security force transport. We don't have much time. Drop the facility shields and board them.
So the first part of this was pretty easy. I don't think I missed anything. You have 9 transports per base. You must first take out the defenses and drop the shields on the base, and then you can sit there and transport over your 9 away teams. in order to board the stations. Most TFOs, a lot of times when you have something to click like this mid-battle, it gives you issues. You can't move, you gotta be perfectly still. The enemies, if they're hitting you, will interrupt you as well. I didn't seem to have too much trouble, but being that this station is on top like the way it is, I would imagine you might line of sight yourself if you try to go underneath the asteroid. I never did try it. Let me know if you get interrupted and how it happened. Just go on ahead and drop a comment below if you have anything to add to that. The next part of this was pretty simple. It's just a matter of destroying the enemy ships that warp in order to take out your transport ships. So if you have a couple people working on that, just taking those guys out, it's pretty doable. You are, however, we're going to need at least one person destroying the missiles. The missiles are targeting the transport ships, and they're going to take them out the fastest. So one guy, one tack should be able to handle it. If you don't have a tack, you don't have a quick little ship with you, maybe put two people on that. Two people defending the other ones were pretty good. In this group, I had all other four. It was just me destroying the missiles. I didn't, at one point, one kind of got through, but I still ended up catching up to it and destroying it before it was an issue. Other than that, I didn't really see much more to this one. It was just a matter of waiting out the timers and trying to keep the ships alive. So having a good science on hand might be a good idea, or an engineer, anything that might be able to throw a heel towards the ship. You'll notice at the end, the ship that is bringing the transports. It's Miranda class. It's in the middle of them all. It actually got to the point where it was disabled at the end of this run. So like I say, if you got any heals to throw that way, it's kind of like Starbase that one in that sense, where you're going to want to keep those transport ships up #1 priority, and then the ship that's escorting them a #2 priority. We probably would have got a little bit more bonus in the end if we had done that in this run, but no biggie, it's all our first run. So if you got anything to add to that, please let me know down below.
The security forces Klingon transport. Clear the zone of all remaining Klingon vessels. Disable them. Starfleet Command. The Shinano has returned to the fight.
Defend our transports as we withdraw.
This part was also pretty simple. The mechanics are straightforward. Basically, you have two ships spawn, escort ship and a transport ship. You got to kill both, grab the transport ship. Another group spawns in order to destroy the transport ship before you can capture it. You know, Klingons, it's all about death before capture, right? Once you've locked on a tractor beam, you can then bring it back to the designated location. It's marked really well in this one. I'm actually quite surprised on that. You can see it from wherever you are in the system. Do be advised, though, to get the transport ship there without getting it destroyed. You need to have a couple people just sitting at the area destroying. You'll note that I was the one to do that for a little while, and then one of the pods that I had grabbed actually had gotten destroyed. So you'll want to make sure that you destroy the ads before you grab it, because as soon as you grab it, it takes all of the aggro, which means it's got the most hate, and they're gonna shoot it first. It'll have the most threat. As soon as you grab it, they seem to just switch target to it immediately. So you're gonna want all of those ads dead before you go. As well, you want to go before the next rotation of ads spawn. You'll notice as we're going through, there isn't much leeway there. So it is best to have 2 to 3 sitting and just killing everything and having 2 runners. It seems to be the most, or the amount that you get is determined probably by the bonus. It doesn't actually specify an amount that you have to do. So I'm guessing it's just one of those things that the more you do, the more you get.
Klingon transport is missing.
As you notice here, you don't even need to click the button when you get back, which is actually really nice. I quite enjoyed that. The ship that you were escorting earlier actually just grabs them with their tractor beam and it's automatically turned in. So it makes it quite streamlined to just quickly get back there, grab another one.
This is a car, son of a cow.
All vessels, disable that dresser. Keep your captain alive.
The last little part of this was actually pretty easy as well. Dreadnought, and a bunch of spawns with it. Not much more to say other than it was kind of easy. Event TFOs usually are, though, until they go into the regular queues. They're actually designed to be a little bit easier than a normal TFO would be, so things die pretty quick. I would imagine when this thing gets into the queues and there's an advanced and elite version, that dreadnought would probably hit you pretty hard and have some pretty cool little moves that it could use. Usually that is the case. It'll take a little bit before it hits the regular TFO queues after the event TFO is over with. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you get in on this. Make sure you don't miss too many days. Free T6 ship will be waiting for you as long as you do the little bit of grind. I know it is going to be a grind, so make sure you get into game, get with those UFO people. Let's do this together. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the new TFO, and I will be around. Catch you guys later.